Hello 7O. Today you are going to learn all about conjunctions. In my previous class, I explained you what parts of speech are. The parts of speech explain how a word is used in a sentence. There are 8 main parts of speech, also known as word classes: nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. Today you are going to know about what is a conjunction, 4 types of conjunctions, and punctuation rules. What is a conjunction? A conjunction joins two words, ideas, phrases, or clauses together in a sentence and shows how they are connected. Now look at these examples. When you go to London, you must try fish and chips. Here, conjunction and is connecting fish and chips. My cell phone is either on the table or in the drawer. Here, either and or are connecting two phrases. Yasmin went to see her manager, but he wasn't in his office. Here, but is connecting two clauses. Clauses are just like sentences. Now let's see types of conjunctions. Conjunctions are of 4 different types. Coordinating conjunctions like and, or, but, so, yet, for, nor. Subordinating conjunctions like because, after, although, if, etc. Correlative conjunctions like either or, neither nor, both and, not only, but also, etc. Conjunctive adverbs like however, therefore, in addition, etc. Alright, now we are going to move towards coordinating conjunctions. As I have already told, coordinating conjunctions include and, or, but, so, yet, for, nor. In each sentence, add comma where necessary. But before that, remember rule number 1. Only 2 words or phrases, so no comma will be added. For example, Peter's house is beautiful and spacious. Here, and is connecting 2 words, so we haven't used any comma. Does Emilio work in a library or a restaurant? Here, conjunction or is connecting 2 null phrases, so we haven't used any comma. Rule number 2. More than 2 items, put comma after each item, except the last one. For example, we need to buy sugar, butter, flour, and vanilla extract for the cake. I'm still trying to decide whether to learn guitar, piano, or violin. Here, we have added comma after sugar, butter, and flour, but we haven't added any comma before vanilla, since before vanilla, conjunction and has come. Secondly, I'm still trying to decide whether to learn guitar, piano, or violin. Similarly, here, comma has come after guitar, piano, but no comma after or. Rule number 3. We put comma between 2 independent clauses, like Abdul gifted his mother an iPad for her birthday, and so she loved it. Kim wanted to work in Paris, but she couldn't find a job there. We can go to the movies or we can clean the house. I'm not very hungry, so I will just have a milkshake. Lucy is an expert at computer programming, yet she teaches economics. Here, we have added comma after independent clause. And the next clause after putting conjunction is also independent. For example, in the first one, Abdul gifted his mother an iPad for her birthday. So here we put comma after independent clause. And second independent clause is so she loved it. So we added and between these two. Alright, now we are heading towards subordinating conjunctions. It includes because, although, so that, before, after, if, whether, unless, until, whenever, wherever. Rule 4 says, if a dependent clause comes first and independent clause comes afterwards, then you are going to put comma in between. For example, after Louisa gets home from work, comma, she likes to watch TV for an hour. But what if independent clause comes first and dependent clause comes afterwards? Louisa likes to watch TV for an hour after she gets home from work. So, in example B, there isn't any need of comma since independent clause has come first. Okay, now we are heading towards conjunctive adverbs. Includes words like however, therefore, as a result, otherwise, moreover, furthermore, for example, finally. Rule number 5 says, if there are two independent clauses and you want to insert conjunctive adverbs, then you are going to put semicolon after the first independent clause and a comma before the second independent clause. For example, Zach loves living in Pakistan. However, his wife hates the traffic and the pollution. It could be written in this form as well. Zach loves living in Pakistan, but his wife hates the traffic and the pollution. Here we have replaced however with but. Or you can say we have replaced a conjunctive adverb with but. We can also write conjunctive adverb in this way, like if the independent clause comes first and you have ended it with a full stop and you need to begin the next independent clause with a conjunctive adverb, then you need to put comma after the conjunctive adverb. Now let's have a quick recall of all the rules. Rule number 1 says, when there are only two words or phrases, then there is no need of comma. When there are more than two items and you want to insert comma, then you need to put comma after each item, except the last one. When you are connecting two independent clauses, rule number 3 says that when you are connecting two independent clauses with a conjunction, then you are going to add comma after independent clause. Rule number 4 says if you have added dependent clause first and the next comes independent clause, then you need to add comma after the dependent clause. Whereas if the independent clause comes first and the dependent clause comes afterwards, then there isn't any need of comma. Rule number 5 says if you are connecting two independent clauses with an adverb or conjunctive adverb, then you need to add semicolon after the independent clause and a comma after the conjunctive adverb. Whereas if you have written the independent clause first and you have ended with the full stop and you need to begin the next independent clause with a conjunctive adverb, then you need to add comma after the conjunctive adverb. That's it for today. Happy writing!